workshop meeting, and so we'll begin. We've asked for the approval of the agenda. I know we have under 4, there's a rather large number of items there, but we're going to add H. I think it may be on yours already, but it was not on the published agenda, so we need to officially add that. It's a resolution R-54-25, a reappointment of John Case to the Limestone Valley RC&D Board. And also number 13, Robin sent over an ordinance, a proposed ordinance for the amendment that deals with solar power generation. And so we'll be, yes, you're just going to hand that out. He emailed that out a little earlier today. So is there anything else we need to amend?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hearing none, we'll add the amended agenda to the consent agenda. As amended. We have the approval of the previous meeting minutes, and that includes some TDAC committee workshop minutes, the Board of Commissioners regular monthly meeting on November 6th, as well as the Board of Commissioners workshop meeting. And those minutes were sent to you in advance. Any corrections or additions to those? All right, hearing none, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Under 3 on the agenda, we have the personal status report. And I don't know of any major changes. I think we always have some movement over in the jail. And 911 occasionally has a vacancy. I'm not sure if they're full again right now. You're good right now? Okay. So any questions on the review of the personnel status report? All right, hearing none, we will add that to consent agenda. Under tab 4, this is rather lengthy. This is the first is a proclamation for National Influenza Vaccination Week. That is December 1st through the 5th, so that's actually this week. And if you have not had your flu shot, we would invite you to do so. They are practically and maybe free. I'm not sure if it's completely free, but I think it's pretty close to free downstairs in the health department. And many people have them available at their doctors as well as pharmacies they go to. So we recognize that in Dade County. Under B, we have a resolution, R-48-25, and that is a reappointment of a member to the Board of Assessors. That's Mr. Alan Walters for a 3-year term commencing January 1st, 2026, expiring December 31st, 2028. And any questions on that appointment? All right, we'll ask for that to be added to consent agenda. C would be resolution R-49-25, and that is a resolution to reappoint a member to the Board of Assessors, Mr. Jeff Poston. And he had fulfilled an unexpired term prior. It's not too long ago we added him to this board. This is for a 3-year term commencing January 1st, 2026, expiring December 31st, 2028. And I understand that he just recently completed his educational requirements to serve on that board. So any question about Jeff's service?
I think it's very good. We communicate regularly.
All right.
We see each other a lot.
We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. We have resolution R-50-25. That's a reappointment of a member to the Special Use Permit Board, Mrs. Katie Cash Bien. I hope I'm saying that right. Bien. Anyway, she is been on the board now for a while. She serves in the North Dade District, District 1, And again, this will be for a 4-year term commencing January 1st, 2026 and expiring December 31st, 2029. Any questions on her reappointment? All right, we'll add that to consent agenda. We have Resolution R-41-25. That's an appointment of a member to the Special Use Permit Board for the unexpired term. This is District 3, so I'll ask.
And first of all, I'd just like to thank everyone because we had a few applicants for these positions, and I thought that was great. We put it out there and people applied for them, so that was great. For my district, I nominate Susie Talbot. We know her, right? She's involved in the community. She knows what's happening in the community. I've been impressed by her research, right? And that type of thing, so that's my nomination for District 3.
I think that sounds great.
All right, so I have a recommendation to add Mrs. Susan Talbot. This is for an unexpired term serving District 4. The term will expire December 31st, 2027. Any questions? We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. The next is a resolution R-42-25,
What did you say the expiration would be?
December 31st, 2027. It's an unexpired term.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it, thanks.
Let's see. All right, and then, and that's actually District 3.
Yeah, it's 3, not 4.
Yeah, that was actually, it said 4, but it's actually for District 3.
No, the next,
It says
No,
three.
it
it says
but-
3.
It says three.
On the R-41.
Oh.
I know it says that on here, but look at the if you look at the resolution.
The
it says-
resolution.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
just noticed
Susie
that.
is 3.
Yes, Susie's three.
All right, yeah, all right.
And
So-
it should say 3.
Yeah, and that's R-41, District 3. All right, Resolution R-42-25 is appointment of a member to the Special Use Permit Board for the another unexpired term, and that is,
And Sandra Hemming,
all right,
we had some good conversation and we're kind of in line with how we want things to go and feel we're going to work good together on whatever comes up.
okay. So we have a recommendation from South Bay Commissioner for Sandra Hemming to fulfill the unexpired term for District 4. And that term expires December 31st, 2028. Mrs. Sandra Hemming. If hearing no opposition, we'll add that consent agenda for approval. And then we have R-51-25, a reappointment of a member to the Northwest Georgia Joint Development Authority. And that is Mrs. Stacy Prater. She serves faithfully. You know, she's had some health issues, but she has, to my knowledge, never missed a meeting. The meetings are quarterly, and they do have occasionally some called meetings. But even in her sickness, she's typically always there. So we applaud her for her dedication to that board. And this is for a 4-year term commencing January 1st, 2026, expiring December 31st, 2029. Any questions? All right, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. And then we have what we added at the evening's meeting, Resolution R-54-25. And this is a reappointment to a member of the Limestone Valley, and we say RC&D so that everyone out in the land knows, that's Resource Conservation and Development Council. And again, I think they meet about quarterly. Again, John Case has been serving valiantly for years, and this is, they only appoint for 2-year terms. I wish they'd actually go a bit longer because we always have one expiring every December. But anyway, John, this is a 2-year term commencing January 1st, 2026, expiring December 31st, 2027. Any questions? All right, we'll add him to the consent agenda. And so if you're just wondering out there what in the world all that was about, every December and sometimes June, We have typically a lot of a lot of different members who serve the county on various boards and authorities. And it's just, December 31st is a common time to expire, right? So that's why we have to go through that exercise. All right, moving on is approval of any splost or capital equipment. Under A, we have the Dade County Ag Center updates, and that's going to be Laura Beth Cunningham, and you can introduce. I didn't know if you, oh, yeah, come on, Laura Beth. She's going to do a presentation for us.
So I am here tonight to, oh, there's a little dog up here. Interesting. To ask the commission for money to redo our Ag Center floor. It has some really old outdoor carpet and it's really ripping, and for years we've been using some duct tape products to try to cover that up, but now there's like 50 pieces of duct tape down there, and that's not working anymore, so every time you move the chairs, it rips more. It's become a tripping hazard, and it's just starting to look really bad. So I have gotten some quotes for like commercial grade, like garage floor type covering. I had talked to Stacy, and what they did down in at the retirement center in the bathrooms, Audrey Black Construction had done that. So the first bid that I got was from him. So he came in and did the measurements, and he gave me a bid, and that was pretty expensive. He did really good work, but I went to and got a bid from a fiberglass specialist, their specialties company, and they do the same thing that the Audrey Black people do. I mean, they came in a little bit lower. They did have a Veterans Day promotional offer going on. I did tell him that I would not be able to come to the commission until obviously Veterans Day was over. And he said that they think that he could get his manager to still honor that. So he thinks he could still get that promotion for us. We could get his price down even lower if I could maybe get the trustees to help pull up that carpet. Audrey did not give me a quote on that because he said it would be very expensive. So he was just hoping that we could get the trustees to do that. But if we could get the trustees to do it, then the fiberglass specialties, I think it says it's $860. So that would be $860 lower off of the $1,840. So that would really make them quite a bit lower than Aubrey Black Construction. That was basically the only difference between their bids. Their products were exactly the same. Their name brands of the products were the same. The bids include all of the indoor barn area and both of the bathrooms. So it would all be that commercial grade. I asked them because if we had livestock shows, it might be slippery. So they both would be able to add like a grit to it that would help with the hooves of the animals. So they thought that that would not be a problem by doing that. It would be much easier to clean because there's a drain in the middle and you can just power wash it all in. So I think that would be a much better option than going back with an outdoor carpet type thing.
No, carpet's not good. You know, no.
No, it's terrible to clean and it stains and things like that. My other ask is to get some new toilets. Those are the original toilets, and we've changed like the covers several times, but we have scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and there's a lot of stains in them, so they look really bad. And you have to hold the handles down for about 30 seconds to get them to flush. So I would really appreciate if we could get those. I looked at Lowe's and I looked at Home Depot. They're exactly the same in price, but Lowe's was quite a bit cheaper on the gaskets you would need for for underneath them. I was hoping that maybe the maintenance department could install those, but if not, I think that me and my husband could probably handle that.
We'll help you out.
I would also like to ask for a new water fountain. Ours has no pressure, so you are unable to fill up water bottles. And it has a lot of like limestone buildup and things like that. I talked to Caleb and there was an extra one that was purchased. So there is one here that the county owns and the price of it is $1,029. So if I could purchase that one, that would be the better price than going out and trying to get it from a different company. So I have been able to obtain some funding to bring to the table. There is a state grant from the Coosa River Soil and Conservation Board that's for $967.88. And then some additional Coosa River funds from a CD that they've had for like 30 years that they're finally distributing out to the counties was for $5,500. So they've already distributed that money and it's being held with the commission. Rebecca has it distributed for us. So I would be able to bring $6,467.88 to the table for this project. So,
I love that 88 cents. That's good. Every penny counts.
yes, absolutely.
That's good. So what's the total request? You know the amount?
It depends on which bid we went with, but I do
It didn't
have
print.
it.
Let's see.
I mean, I
Hold
have
on.
it, but it's in there.
I have it.
Oh, no, I did.
If you went with the fiberglass specialties, I haven't taken out the amount that I would bring to the table, but they're at $19,377.19, or Aubrey Black is at $25,426.94. But that's without the $6,000 taken off.
Yeah. I'm totally great with all that, but let's go around the table. Philip,
Same products.
They do use exactly the same products, same brands. They even, the same colors. They showed me exactly the same swatches.
So I'm assuming we're talking about fiberglass specialties. It's
They're-
19,000 some
yeah,
change.
they're in
I'm
Fort
good with
Oglethorpe.
it. Needs to be done.
Dr. Pullen?
Do we know is there any like warranty on this fiberglass stuff or anything? I mean, guaranteed not to whatever.
It's like the commercial grade stuff that they use out in the big warehouses. Fiberglass specialties can put an additional coating on it. And I even think that was included in his price, that he said that makes it practically indestructible. But he was confident in the regular product without that,
Yeah, it lasts a long time.
yeah.
I would go with fiberglass then, the cheaper bid.
Yeah, yeah.
Which one is that?
I'm fine with it.
19,000, whatever
It's
it was.
needed it for a long time.
Okay.
Fiberglass specialties, and I appreciate you bringing some money to the table. That's a class act, and thank you for your efforts in getting those grants. Thank you.
There you go. All right.
Looks like $19,725.
How much?
Looks like $19,700.
In total?
Yeah, if you're putting
Taking
the,
out the
if you're
64.
putting the, well, no, that ain't right. I think we having to put back the Veterans Day money back into that veterans discount, we're gonna have to add it back in, correct?
No, he said he would honor.
He would honor it, so it's 18,840.
She just said 19. She said 19,377.19.
That would've been a few, okay.
And that's, taking off the 6,000,
No, that's not.
okay.
I thought that's the number she said.
Okay,
And then,
Oh, she's adding in,
and then
okay.
that
yeah,
is that, and then that one, and then take off the 64, 67.
okay, you're adding in the fountains and the.
Maybe that,
Yeah.
so. And that's rough.
yeah, I've got, right at 20,938.13 minus 64,67.88 brings it to 14,470.25. And, yeah, I mean, the water fountain, I mean, we can,
I hope we can install a water fountain in 3 commodes for her.
yeah, I believe we can handle it, so, yeah. And if we can find the commodes cheaper, I mean, sometimes we can get a government price at Lowe's, and even if it is at Lowe's, but, we might even come in a little bit less, but, so we're looking at, you know, with the grant or the money there, right at 15,000. I mean, it's not gonna exceed 15,000, but it might be closer to 13.5 really, but anyway, everybody good with all that? All right, we will add that to consent agenda for approval. Thank you, Laura Beth Cunningham. Request for proposal, building of footers and assembly, Trenton Dade Animal Center. So we, let me get over there to that. So we had a request for proposal that went out, what was it, the 11th, 18th?
19th, I think.
19th, okay. And those were due back December 1st, and so we had an opening this past Monday, I think. Monday seems so long ago, but anyway, we had a bid opening, and Gidget was in there recording, Alex was in there. There was a question about, one had actually put taxes on their bid. We had, so they revised that and would remove the taxes. Let's see, this is, of course, at the it's got 926 Sunset Drive, but anyway, the cost of the building for, I'm trying to find the name, is it Chasler? Is that Chasler? Chasler? Okay, Inc. They're out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. The cost of the building was $76,402. The cost of installation and concrete piers and erecting the building was $106,119. So that's a total of $182,521 provided by Chasler. And then, and you see the next page there, I guess there was a scope of work that they talked about it. And it did include a lean-to on the back side that would cover the kennels, or I don't know what you call, is that what they're called, kennels, where the, yeah. And so that is included in that. And then on the other bid we received from Jimmy Trailer Construction out of Rainsville, Alabama, original was, is this the original ones, or is this the revised one? $85,444.
This is revised one.
Okay. And then for the cost of the building, and then $112,196 for the installation. And so that came to $197,640, but then the revised price without taxes is $192,740. So Chasler would win this, bid, or proposal, I should say. And Alex is here, if you've got any questions. Any questions about it? This is a metal top building. What we've been talking about along here was the frame, better word for it, you've been using it over and over. The shell of the building. And of course, the roof, the shell, the walls, leaving the floor out for the city is gonna come in and do more the interior stuff to the building. Of course, we've already worked through the intergovernmental agreement on that. And, again, this is located right behind the transfer station on that property down there. The county, you know, it has set aside that property. I mean, it has a value as well, I mean, if you want to look at it that way. And then the infrastructure for the building, any kind of gas lines, water lines, does it even have gas? No, no gas, okay. Water lines, sewer is literally right behind there. The pump station is located very nearby. There's power transformer close by, across, I mean, within, 100 feet. And so, very good location. Compaction rates have already been checked, and they'll, of course, recheck all that again, I guess. But the plans, they've been working on the plans. Alex, you want to say anything about the MEP part of it? Just from, I mean, they're still working on that, I guess. But anyway, questions?
Or we're building a 50 by 100 or 60 by 100?
50 by 100? 50 by 100.
So,
No, one says 60 and one
yeah,
says 50.
one's quoting a 60 by 100, and then, did we have any other bids before we added on the lean-to to the back of the building?
There was only one bid, one proposal issued.
Yeah, there's only one proposal.
The lean-to was? Okay.
Yeah.
It was based, the sentence was based on one of the pictures, and everybody that called, we got a copy. We went over everything and sent them a rendering from the provider.
And then drought it? Okay. That's all I got.
So is it 50 or 60? 50, okay. All right, any other Dr. Pullen?
Where are the windows coming from?
Good question. Where are the windows coming from? Is that part of the,
Case opening space was 25.
yeah, use the mic.
Be cased openings once we get the final design of the inside, and we'll probably aluminum storefronts like this, or metal, hollow metal windows. They'll be cased out, but we're still designing stuff, moving, and we gotta wait till the final move of the MEP, once the drawing's finished. If they need to move some rooms around for power and water, then we'll finalize that for the building before it's done, where they exactly gotta be.
And
There's
insulation
cased
still
openings.
has to come after this?
Sir?
And any insulation still has to
That's,
come?
insulation's included with it,
Oh,
roof and
both of
walls.
them?
Roof and walls. The one wall will not be put up because we're going to have a block wall there for the kennels to be with the type of equipment we're looking at, so the doors can open and raise and be washed and sprayed. There's just no sense to build a wall and tear it back out. So we had them quoted with the one wall not put in. All the bracing will be there, but we'll block up to the outside of it and ask them to do that. But we'll finalize a lot more of this once we get the final MEP. It's just picking the person it is. And each company quoted two different buildings. They're buying these buildings, like where we got quotes for in the past, what we give to the TDAC meeting. This one company, that Chasler, that's built in Coleman, Alabama, is the company that builds them.
So is there one over the other that you prefer to deal with, or have, any background?
Jimmy Traylor has built 2 additions onto county buildings here in the past. And I think he may have done our building where our storage facility is. I can't remember who done that, but he done 2 additions onto the county building behind City Hall where in SPLOST projects the fire department brought to the commission. The other one was recommended by Mark Hagel when we were just asking to try to find somebody that done buildings and erection. We can get the buildings all day long. It's just finding somebody that will do the footings and the erection. And you look at all these buildings. That's what we brought to TDAC, just giving some ideas when we were thinking of money. So we found those names. And there was 4 or 5 others that called. We sent the same information out with everybody. Everybody started calling like the day of or the day after, and we sent all the other information and corrected a few of the typos on the sizes there.
Well, I mean, I prefer to go with whoever you feel like we have the best relationship with.
They're
and-
both good. The company that was recommended, I mean,
Okay,
comes from a good place out of Chattanooga, and they both will provide their insurance liability for that as well. And each building's got, one of the things too, before we finalize, I mean, once we pick, we want to see what the warranties are on the building to verify that we got something. But they also got to be able to stand behind their work whenever they push it up to it.
yep,
Only difference I see is one of them's calling for 4-inch on, the roof and walls, and then one of them's got 4-inch on walls and 6-inch on the ceiling, or on the roof.
Yeah, I've seen that too, and our plan is to drop ceiling those, we'll have to, so we don't have to heat up that up.
Up top.
Yeah, and a lot of our ductwork and stuff and vents will be up top, so,
And I'd say the buildings are gonna be real close.
yeah.
My only point about the windows and insulation, there's nothing that's gonna hurt you put any equipment in there, anything with no
No, we-
windows to keep the rain out and stuff, that's why.
Well, we'll do some temporary closing of them, so we don't do that. I mean, it's just gonna be gravel in there right now,
Okay.
after the footers and the footers for the piers and we gotta put a footing behind it, cause the walls at 10 comes down, they have to tie it in and seal it.
They're doing a perimeter footing all the way
They
around the building,
are,
correct?
the main piers that hold it, but the
Yeah.
perimeter's just to seal the wall.
Right.
Except for the east-facing side where the kennels will be going out and all that'll be open. But it'll be under that covered shed, so it won't be, weather shouldn't get into it. We'll put some type of temporary measure in, so it's not,
Alice?
yes, sir.
On the Chasler one, it says for a roll of a door to be provided by others, and then it has windows which will be provided by others.
That's what we're talking about, yes,
Well, I mean, I know they're gonna come in later,
no,
but,
not them. We'll use local contractors what we can to price a insulated panel top door. It's just a cased opening for a window.
yeah, I understood that, but I just wanted to know if this guy had included.
No, we went back and made sure.
So they're on the same sheet of music?
They are.
Okay.
We did have a few things. The taxes come up and the bid, and the pre-bid. Dr. Pullman was there with us too. And when he happened to stop in that day and we were here, so we sat, well, they were both sitting at the table of the opening. We wrote down things. We wanted to go back and pull the taxes off. And the other one, I told them to take the windows out and the garage door.
Okay.
They provided the 4 regular entry doors, but I told them to make it equal, take your taxes and all.
I just wanted to make sure they were both, singing the same song.
Yeah, we handled that at the meeting before they all left, with all
Very
of
good.
us sitting at the table.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
all right. Any other questions? If all in agreement, we'll add, yeah, we're gonna,
We have
that's
to
a good
vote.
question.
We have to
You wanna
vote
do
now.
Chasler? I mean, or who do y'all recommend?
What?
I mean,
Who do
we've
you
done
recommend?
we've done business with Jimmy Trailer, but I mean, I don't have any reason not to take the lower proposal with Chasler. I don't know anything negative about him.
Not heard anything.
Them.
They're both out of town, so it doesn't, on
Yeah.
that part, it don't matter to me.
Right.
yeah, I mean, I feel kind of the same way, just, we have a lot going on, so it'd be nice to, I guess, have somebody familiar, but I don't have no reason not to think that they're good either.
Well, we're responsible for handling the finances of the county and making wise decisions, so I say go for 182K.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll add to the consent agenda, the approval of Chasler Inc. They are in 104 Cedar Lane, Chattanooga, Tennessee, for $182,521. All right. Next thing is the Georgia Mountain Regional Commission. This goes back a few years ago. We had an opportunity, I don't know, 2018, 19-ish, to participate in a LiDAR project. And so they came in, they fly over, they send like a radar signal down, and they measure, they can see hills, ridges, buildings, whatever. And so they typically do these flyovers and updates when the leaves have fallen off. And so, the Georgia Mountain Regional Commission is conducting that update. And we have done one update a few years ago. I mean, it's just one of those things that it catches anything that may have changed in the county that maybe somehow we've missed or whatever, from the air. And so, it's 6-inch pixel resolution, 4-band color infrared digital orthophotography. And, it's for the entirety of the county, 174 square miles. I mean, originally, when we did this, the cost was, oh gosh, 100-something thousand, I can't remember. It was a lot back then. But these are just updates to that LiDAR project, and
Back in 18 and 19, we done a LiDAR to get the topography of our land.
Yeah.
To help with development and stuff so they can have, but we also done photography that year.
That's right.
So this is just a refly with photography.
Yeah.
And Georgia Mountain has been the lead of our regional commissions, like our Northwest Georgia, this is our neighbor to the east.
Right.
And they invite all regional commissions to do this. And the more we go in, the cheaper it happens.
Right.
And Walker's doing this year as well, plus their LiDAR. They have not done it at all, and we hadn't either. So it's for the assessor's office, for where they can look at things that's changed. It's also newer photography for us that we use in 911 for our mapping.
Right.
We've usually tried to share, we've shared these projects together with assessors and 911 that we do with our mapping and mapping products and services and plotter that we use. We split a lot of that stuff down the middle.
Right. So, I definitely recommend we continue to update it. It's just part of technology that,
Yeah.
you know. Any questions about that? Are you done?
Good.
Okay, we'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. Then we have the Dade County Fire Department Station 1 and 4. And I'll ask Chief Kaiser and also Ansel Smith, if they both want to come up, to talk to us about this and the plans. Because there's also down the agenda, we've got disposal of some surplus property. But if you kind of want to talk about both of them, if they fit together, or.
I better put my eyes on where I can see this fine print. So, anyway, all right. What we're doing, currently our departments, we're seeking the purchase of a pumper tanker for water capacity between 2,000 and 3,000 gallons of water that we can carry to the scene in order to move quickly with apparatus, which is, and we want approval on the monies that we can spend to buy this truck from y'all. So if you don't move on them, they're gone. We've found 5 or 6 and they're gone immediately if you don't move on them. So anyway, the department has received the following revenues. From Squad 4, we got $143,980. We sold the old former tanker that was at Station 4. We've got $7,600 out of it. The sale provided $151,580. Now, not including, we're also asking permission to Engine 41 to put it on Gov Deals and sell it. It was one of the East Ridge engines that they purchased, so that will be added back in with that amount if, when we sell it. We're requesting authorizations to use the existing funds that we've got, plus some splosh funds as needed. Based on current estimates, the maximum splosh contribution required would be about $148,420. That'll put us right at, and that'll come down when we sell 41. I don't know how much, because we don't know what it'll sell for. That'll put us right at 300,000 by using some of that splosh fund.
It'll bring your total down to 300, or bring your?
It'll bring
is
it
that
up.
the request?
The request is 300.
300.
Yeah. And if it's, we're trying to keep it under that.
So what is the 148,420 again?
That's the splosh money, that's what
Oh.
it would take to make it 300,000.
I got
Okay, so you're asking for 148,
Yeah, 420, and that might be less than that when we sell
right,
41, so,
you. Yeah.
okay.
So 148,420, is that?
yes, sir.
Okay. So you're looking at purchasing a pumper tanker for, and it's used, you know, I mean, you don't, I mean, it just depends on what comes on the market, right? So-
We're looking at one right now, and
You are.
we just sent them a message tonight, so I found two myself, and they sold before I could get on the phone. That's how quick they're going, because what's happening is these people have bought all these pumpers, or these tankers, and they won't meet ISO specifications. So people are getting rid of them, because if you don't meet the ISO specifications, you get no credit for it at all towards your fire department. It's just like it's just like a swimming pool out there, you don't get anything. So if we can get a pumper tanker, and that's what we're looking for, we're trying not to exceed 300,000, like I said. Like I say, we lost multiple opportunities because we couldn't move on it because we didn't know if the money would be approved or not. That's why we're coming before y'all tonight. And we appreciate your time and consideration for this. So that will put us 2,000, well, it put us about 4,000 gallons of water, 2,000 at the other station, 3,000 at the other one. So that's ready to use, plus our engines. So we can put 5,000, 6,000 gallons of water on the scene. Real easy, so. But we've got to have something, the old tanker that was there, it wouldn't even pull up a hill, so. It was a old Nashville aspirated diesel without a turbo. We had to back it up the hill to get it up the hill, so.
Okay, let's go around the table, you got questions?
So my question is, the ones we've done sold and the one we're selling, is that engines that was bought out of raised money, or is that engines bought out of splosh money?
Which one, the one wanting to sell?
The $7,600 you said you had, and the 151, or the total of that 151,000 in this engine 41, how was they purchased?
Splosh.
Through splosh, so. So where does that money circle back around into
Goes,
this?
it has to go back to the general
To
fund.
the general fund. So we're gonna give them the 275,000 out of their splosh, plus money back out of the general fund to do this purchase if it's over 300.
We would have, yeah, if they've sold that, it's during the current year, and those monies are sitting in there designated under Station 1 for
Yeah, 4.
whatever, then those monies would have to come out of the general fund, plus the money for the 148,420 out of SPOS. In order, depending on what the cost is, if it's 289 or if it's whatever you can get it for. You'd have to make up the difference, but yeah, those will be already sitting in general fund, which also means we probably have to do a budget amendment at some point to recognize the money in and then recognize the money out.
So let me ask this question, do we expense all the 275 out of their splosh first and then come out of the general fund, or are you gonna use all the general fund
Oh.
first and then the splosh?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question.
Makes the difference.
Sure. I mean, let me see, what do y'all got available? What is it, 4, what's, 1 and 4?
1 and 4.
Okay, 1 and 4, all right. So in 1 still has about, Trenton, right? We're talking about 1, Trenton 1, has a balance remaining of 223,208. And Station 4 has a balance of 150,289. I mean, that's, that's, as far as I know, that's, unless something came up this month, and it's not posted here, but, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, 150, 289, and 223, So, y'all got any other questions while we're pontificating?
Everybody signed off on this and everybody's?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's my,
I have no problem with the truck, I just, which way are we gonna do the money?
I wasn't familiar how, since we sold
Yeah.
others, where we could put that towards it or what. I didn't know how y'all handled it.
Yeah, so that's a total of available SPOS funds of $373,497. SPOS. Now, it just depends on what you sell, engine 41 for. I can't imagine you're gonna get a whole lot for it, but.
No, we'll get what we can.
We've been surprised what we can get sometimes,
Yes,
but.
we were really, well, we were too on the
But it is a
scoreboard.
1993.
Is it automatic or straight shift? Straight shift, automatic?
All
Was it got
of
any
them
DP
automatic.
466? Don't know.
You want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the old tanker. Oh, it's automatic.
What would you suggest, Diddy?
As far as,
Which pot of money to,
I never was aware that we could, each department got to put their money back in the general fund and
Well-
then pull out of the general fund and then use splosh too. That
we,
was,
if it's in the same year before it goes to fund balance, we try,
Okay.
if they're availability, and it's in that 12-month period, well, you got 12 plus 2 months, really, 14 months period, that you can utilize it. But we did that one time, and they didn't spend it that 12 months, we kept going, we went another year, and they still hadn't spent it, and finally you have to just, because it really gets rolled back
oh,
into the general
then I'm
fund.
fine with taking it out of the general fund and then the remainder coming out of splosh.
Okay,
Yeah, if that's the way it works.
yes,
That's what we're asking for, if that's the way it works. I'm like you, I don't know how it works.
Right.
so.
yeah.
Because there was another two, but they were on last year, so we didn't have that.
I got
So
you.
we sold like 4 trucks, I think, already, but one was on the last one, so we didn't add it because we figured it was already out,
So so you will have sold 3 trucks in this
this time frame.
time frame, and then we'll add it to that. Okay, I'm good with that. Are you taking, now the next question is all the money coming out of one station, both stations? Are y'all splitting that up?
We'd like to combine it, because we're looking at, in our other spots, we got a bunch of small miscellaneous stuff, we need to replace some saws and stuff on our stuff, and then we're also wanting to, hopefully, we come to y'all with a training center, I think last year, or the year before. We're wanting to kind of approach that for just one container, a lot smaller, and use that for like one certified and add it to what we've got. And also, we've mentioned it to every one of you, we're still looking at the other station on Back Valley to help that crew, to help them residents around that area. So that's why we don't get as low as we can, because we're wanting to use them other funds for the training center, miscellaneous items in that station down there, hopefully in this splosh. That's our splosh, when we meet, that's our items we list
And I
to
think
do
it's
during that time.
90 homes over there, sir? 87 homes. 87 homes, it's class 10.
Class 10.
So if we put a station there. Yeah, between South Dade and Trenton. If we put a station there, then they overlap, then they're covered.
Right.
Don't know what the rating would be, but it would go way down.
We've got to reclassify again.
Yeah.
It just recently helped, Dr. Portland's gonna talk about that, I think, in his update tonight, but it has helped Wildwood. Went from a 6 or something down to a 4.
To a straight 4.
Yeah.
I would suggest depleting Station 4's money first,
Okay.
just so we don't have that lingering.
That was my take on it.
Like we've got
The
some
money that's
just
been
lingering.
allocated already to 1 and 4, use that money first.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
That's fine.
I'm good, yeah.
Good. All right, well, thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We will, so it's to use SPOS funds designated for, let me write this.
1 and 4.
Designated for 4
Yeah.
first. And then utilizing the general fund, whatever's available through these sales of other surplus property. General fund sales.
I just feel like if we pull it all out of 4, that we don't have them, like we've got right now, some of them that still just lingering that we can't get rid of.
Yep.
And then, okay, all right, and then the remaining would be out of the Trenton, Station 1. All right,
So,
and that's just an authorization up to 300,000, not to exceed 300,000. And so they don't have a truck yet, right?
Is that high enough?
Just to purchase.
Yeah, the ones we've looked at, the ones we found have been between 250 and 300. We found a few that's a little bit over that, but
Okay.
hopefully if it's something we can talk to them.
We found one at about 325, it says the offer of bid on it, so.
Billy stuff on a lot to do with motors, transmissions, pictures, we're talking to the firemen and all.
right,
We're trying to stay with the Cummins or Cass, something with a 450 plus horse.
yeah.
Get it down there.
Thomas does a good
Good
job.
engine brake.
All right. All right, so that's a max. 300K. All right. All good? All right. Now that's the consent agenda. Where I can't see. Okay, resolution, number 6, resolution R-52-25. And this is the approval of sale or disposal of county capital equipment declared as surplus property. We have a 2002 Ford truck, probably on its last leg, but hey, it was running 278,460 miles. And so, yeah, got that. That'll be on Gov Deals. Any questions?
Don't tell Carter.
Well,
Better
okay,
keep your kids off of it.
we'll ask to put that on the consent agenda. Again, that is a 2002 Ford, and again, we'll put that on Gov Deals tomorrow. Resolution R-53-25, let's see, and that's what we're just talking about. That is for the Old North Dade Fire Department, the unit number 141. They called it Engine 41. It's a 1993 International. So, any questions about that?
Nope.
Again, we most likely will put that on Gov Deals. All right, number 8 is the ordinance, and let's see, that will be, what is this, 12? So it'll be ordinance number 12-04-25. This is an amendment to the animal control ordinance to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other such purposes. And so Robin has, we've all worked on this for months. It seems like since what, February, April, I don't know, somewhere in there. Some discussion came up at the TDAC meeting, that's the Trenton Dade Animal Center meeting that we have twice a month, as to the court that matters would be discussed in. And so it is in here. You want to talk about that briefly?
So, this is the same as we looked at last month with a couple of minor revisions. One was the court on appeal of the classification of a dog as a dangerous or vicious dog. And we had in our ordinance that those appeals were to go to magistrate court, but the state statute actually says probate court.
Yeah.
So I've contacted Judge Carter, and I know that change is being made and that was coming, so we made that change. The other had to do with the definition of a dangerous dog, which same sort of thing, that the state law had changed the definition, so minor change to the wording of that, because I'd like to track the exact same language the state statute is in our ordinance. But with that, that's essentially the same. And I appreciate Commissioner Bradford taking a look at that and let me know of those needed revisions, and those are made.
All right. I do thank Commissioner Bradford and Commissioner Woods. They've worked a lot on this, and we all have. Everyone's reviewed it over and over, so appreciate the work. And so, any questions about this?
Yeah, and I just want to say, it has been a lot of work, and this is a celebration to get this through. But it is going to continue to be work. So please don't stop looking at it. Figure out, ways that we can make things better is always good. So we could always make amendments to it and fix it more.
I've been asked to share that some citizens with Dade County are not high-fiving over the need for getting your shots for rabies. Just want to put it out there, so, that gets mentioned to me every now and then, right? And that's, so, but I address it, you know what I mean? It's, and that kind of thing, but just got to keep that in mind. Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
The rest of it's good.
Everybody okay with adding that to the consent agenda for approval? Okay, all right. We'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. Thank you very much. And then number 9, this was tabled from last month. There was some wording. This is for the University of Georgia system, to the Board of Regents for the University of Georgia Cooperative Extension of Dade County. It's a memorandum of understanding. These are not necessarily done annually, but they're just periodic as any kind of major changes happen, and we talked about that last month. The biggest thing that actually happened on this was the addendum D was added, and all that has to do is with systems and support. It has to do with the internet connectivity, networking, Wi-Fi, voice over internet protocols. At one time that wasn't an issue at all, but now that's a lot. And so they just broke all of that information out and put it in its own section. There's, it's all decent stuff. And the other thing that last month we requested the county attorney take a look at to see what we could come up with was intensifying the wording of addendum B, section 4, and where that is, let's see here.
Section 3.
Yep.
Section 3. Addendum B, section 3.
Oh, sorry, section 3, yep.
Should be highlighted.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's highlighted, it's underlined now.
Underlined.
Sorry, I did say section 4. Section 3, and it says, UGA Extension shall appoint county extension personnel in compliance with equal employment opportunity regulations is subject to the approval of the county. UGA Extension will extend an invitation for a representative from county government to serve on the interview committee and will not collaborate with the county in making employment decisions for all county extension personnel. And will, I said will not. I don't know why I said not, but and will collaborate. That's the underlined version. I do not.
So
Not,
in
everybody's
that,
sitting
right?
here going, what? That makes it worse. Okay, and will collaborate with the county in making employment decisions for all county extension personnel. The county will provide UGA Extension with written reasons for each disapproval of any, of an appointment recommendation. All right, so, is that better? Everybody okay with that wording?
Did you put the part in there about cloning Laura Beth? Because, she's phenomenal, and like many years from now, when she steps down, we're gonna need another one.
We did.
Okay, good. I just wanna make
Yes,
sure it's in
just
there.
make sure that's in section addendum B.
Make sure it says, we
Section-
will clone
Section
Laura Beth.
10.
Yeah, exactly right.
Includes her turtle too, or tortoise. He's not just a turtle, anyway. All right. Any questions on that?
No, sounds good.
All right, we'll get that signed and sealed. We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Again, that's the memorandum of understanding between Dade County, UGA Cooperative Extension. And just so people know what we're doing, what this is, it's for the cooperative contract pay. They have different options for counties across Georgia. Counties get to select which way do they want to pay them direct, and then get reimbursed by the UGA, or do you want to pay UGA and then they do the payroll taxes and such? We choose to do that. They get one check from the university system, a state pay, the local employees that are state employees. And then what happens is the county, pay the supplemental portions directly to UGA quarterly instead of doing the payroll. Once upon a time, not too long ago, they were getting two checks. They get a state check and a county check. So anyway, that's what that's about. All right. Moving on to number 10. I asked Alex, I guess, to come up. I don't know if Kyle's here or not, but you just want to come up, Alex, and just fill in the gaps here. So we have emergency medical services annual agreement listed on here. There is no document behind there to review because we're in our final stretch, 12-month stretch of our contract with CHI Memorial. And so, what is it? We have whatever.
3 years, and we've done 3 one-year automatic renewals for a total of 6. Same time with Walker County. The contract is ending its 5th year, January 31st.
Right.
And starting our final year, February. So both of us counties have met with executives in our equal parts to meet with CHI to see, and then also discuss with both attorneys we can negotiate with currently what they would charge, keep doing what we do, but we, term-wise, we have to bring back before the commission, decide what we're going to do. And the concerns, when we met, we asked them to do that, and we should have that number tomorrow. Chief Hodge is my equal across the mountain, and we've been in discussion with him this week when we did meet with Commissioner Teams and Commissioner Townsend and ourselves. We told them we needed something within the first 2 weeks of December because as our budget rose July to June, they are October to September, but we've got to make some decisions. If it's not where it needs to be or where we think, and we do have to go out to do something, we got to be prepared for another RFP. We've asked them to price exactly what we got and also what it would cost to have them provide the equipment. As we know, what our ambulances that we've purchased with grants and CARES funds and splashed, just to see where it is, to see where we are. And Walker's in the same boat. They're asking them to provide currently what they have, which is 5 trucks, 1 supervisor for Walker County, and us would be the 2 trucks with our equipment or their 2 trucks.
Okay.
We'll have those numbers to bring back once we get them, hopefully tomorrow, back to the executives and back before to see what we need to do and what's forward for us. But we've got to be looking ahead, and if decisions need to be made, we'll be back next month or so because this will be a pretty long project out we'll have to have at least 60-plus days if we do have to send something out.
Right. And so, bottom line is, do we stick with CHI Memorial on another contract that they offer if the price is right? Reasonably to assume that there would be an increase. Walker's probably definitely looking at an increase. That's between Walker and CHI. It makes sense for the 2 counties to be in it together, meaning for CHI purposes, they share the mountain, and sometimes it's easier to, if you got an ambulance right there, depending on if you're in Hinkle or Westbrow, it's a lot easier. So anyway, just be aware that we haven't made any decision, but we need to be thinking that way. Is it going to be a renewal? Or is it going to be a full-blown request for proposal or even qualification? And so those are very extensive, and the ones in the past take months to produce.
And with deciding when we're working, on our 27 to 28 budget, we got to be prepared for that because it's going to hit us. If something does change, if they go up or we go for other, we have to adjust for that in a partial part of a year because with our budget ending and the contract ending possibly in February.
Is it February? Okay.
Well, it's
February 1st
end
or
of
February
January.
28th? Okay.
It's end of January. It's the way it worked out with the prior company we had, and when we start services, it was an odd month. It's an odd month for all of us.
Yeah,
Because it hits them kind of odd too, so.
Right, okay. All right, so there's no decision tonight, it's just more information to let you know that we're getting ready for that. Any questions or comments? All right. All right, thank you, sir. Number 11, Dade County Health Department Public Health Programs Financial Statement. So that's under tab 11. We just simply put this in here for your review. There's nothing for us as a body to approve or disapprove. This is, they are made, the health department is a part of the regional health services out of Rome, and therefore they are included in each county's financial statement. And so they're being a part of us, they're a component unit of our financial statement, and so this is due to us. Sometimes we get this close to December 31st, but this year we did get it a little early, thank goodness. And so I just want to include that for your review and leisure to read. It puts you to sleep tonight. It's quite lengthy, as you can see, about 60 or plus pages or so. So that will be, those numbers will be boiled down to literally 1 or 2 pages in our financial statement, which is being produced right now, and hopefully will be available at the January meeting. All right. Again, nothing to approve, it's just to acknowledge that. All right, now opioid, number 12 is the opioid fund request, and we have Mr. Rex Mayo is here, and last month you made a proposal, our Commissioner Bradford made a proposal to pass a policy procedure and some things like that. So we did that successfully. And this is our first application and request. So I don't know, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to, Rex, you want to come up? Or-
Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
Rex, he's the one that's
Okay,
trying to get the grant.
so go ahead, Rex, give us this is quite a,
Let me clarify this. This isn't Rex Mayo personally requesting this money.
That's
This is
correct.
in lieu of
Yes.
Appreciate that.
ministry. Yes, of course, I'll be glad to answer any question concerning Hand We've been here now in operation since 2017, that we actually started taking men and women into our 12-month program. And there's a lot of information in the application, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to be able to apply for this and to be able to stand in front of you tonight. The area that we've requested funds for is what we call our Phase 1 program. It's 90 days. Part of that time is us getting to know the individuals and them getting to know us. And we don't charge anything. They come into the program, a lot of them, I have to leave from the jail or wherever they're picked up, and we have to go get them clothes, provide. And so we don't charge anything during the 90 days. And we don't want to ever do that. If you'll look, we are certified by a couple of agencies in the state of Georgia, and if you go to their website and pull up others that do what we do, people that do it for free the first 90 days or any part of it are few and far between, and we just don't want to do it. Most of the people we deal with don't have any money. Parents don't have any money. They don't have any way to get a hold of anything, and money's not going to stop somebody from coming into the program. But it's a cost on us, and of course you can see in there we come up with basic costs for that.
$3,715
Right. And that's for one person.
for one
And
person.
for the 90 days. And that's us bringing them in, getting them whatever they need. During that 90 days, we have some of them, we don't do cosmetic dental work, but some of them come in and they have to have root canals, they have to have all kind of stuff. And if if they need something, medical or dental, we try to take care of that for them during that 90 days. And the thing that those figures are pretty modest figures, if you really look at that. And the figure that around that was 10, I think 10 of them would be at 30,
20.
is it 37,000?
Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah.
Amount
But,
will
yeah.
sponsor 20 people.
Yeah, it was broke down individually in there for 10, which would
Okay.
be half of what we're asking. So basically, we're asking for 20 over the course of the year. And we have right now 28 men and women in our program, and it's a 12-month program. So that 28 will cycle. So that's why we are asking for that. And the vast majority, 8, or I think it's higher than 8, are connected with opioid, either directly through fentanyl addiction or hydrocodone or some of the other things. But all of them are affected in some way through that. So 20 out of the 28 is very modest, in my opinion, request for that. So and I thought about, well, if we're already, because hadn't anybody been turned away because of money. So we've been doing whatever we had to get the money. You say, well, if we provide the money or it's provided through this trust, what are the needs? I've been doing this for a long time and people are getting sicker. And we've got a young lady right now. She's not going to be able to work a full-time job at the end of 90 days. She's just mentally, emotionally, and all of those things with all of the services that we have around her. So it's going to be longer than 90 days. And I don't know, out of the 10, 12 applications that we get every week, we're full. We can't even take any in right now. But we've had to turn some away because part of our program is that after the 90 days, you have to work a full-time job. That's part of our treatment modality, is to help them get a job, teach them, train them, all of those kind of things. And we have to turn them away if they can't do that, because that's just the way we're set up. But we're having more people. We didn't know it ahead of time, just like this young lady. But she's not going to leave Hope House because she can't go work a full-time job and be able to help support her being in treatment. And so the need's there, and this was just a way that we felt like we could get it on paper for you to see basic costs that we do. And we commit that to every person that comes in.
And what is your success rate?
It's above 85%.
Okay. You've been in the community how long?
Sir?
How long have you been in the community doing this?
We actually met in this room twice in the summer of 2016.
Yeah.
To get community awareness and really try to find somebody to run this thing that we're a part of right now. And it just birthed right there. Then a year later in 2017 is when we took the first 2, one man, one woman, into the program.
Well, I would like to add also that, this is the first time we're doing this, so you are kind of our guinea pig. And this is an option, this is a time where we could hopefully all work together to try to figure out, this is the right way to do things. So definitely, everybody, I'd like to make sure everybody puts their input in and we make a good decision for hopefully these people are staying in Dade County and for Dade County people, correct?
More and more, we're having people that just, they want to be here. They want to, most of them, it's their home. Some of them need to change locales in the county, but That's the whole goal, is for us to be able to, that's why we're investing even in transition housing, for our men and for our women. And because it's, well, we all know there's not affordable housing, enough affordable housing in Dade County. And they need a safe place that's affordable. And so we're working on that end. After we get them through the 90 days in the next 9 months and get them completed in the program.
Okay.
How big of an increase in mental health have you seen? I mean, we know that the jail, we keep hearing that the jail is now the mental health hospital of Georgia. And so, I mean, how has that affected your program?
It's, well, in the application process, most of the time they're kind of, we stay away from them. They need a higher level of care than what we, at some point. We don't do psychotropic meds. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. But in 1 month's time, we had 3 ladies dropped off at our door because they were found wandering the roads in Dade County, and just a total mess. One of the ladies was living behind Waffle House, or she had been for a few days, because my wife and I went and got her stuff out of the woods. And we just have to try to make shift and call crisis evaluates them, and then 1013, because there's no place.
Right.
It's a huge, huge problem. We just try to help in situations like that, but we're not equipped at this point in time to be able to deal with severe mental health. We do use Bridge Health tags teams with us on mental health people, and
Okay.
but it's a big issue. It's getting bigger.
Just go around the table here and ask if anybody has questions.
Go ahead.
Start down there.
The thing that always concerns me, right, is that the frequent flyer community within the folks that you're talking about, right? You put forth effort, time, energy, and concern, and do this, and then, later on, they graduate and everything's good, but by God, then later on, they're just watching the TV show again, you know what I mean? So, my thing about it is that, as I know this is difficult, it brief's easy, it's not easy, but how do you decide then who comes into your program, right, that has a chance to be rehabilitated? For example, I have a woman that works for us part-time, my wife and I, right now. She's a graduate of your program, right? She's doing well, and I'm glad to see her every day when she shows up, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, when Bridge Health came in here, I asked them the same thing. I'm just really always concerned, you know what I mean? It's just like the people that purposely go out here and get arrested during the winter because they need a place to stay.
Sure.
And that happens, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's the same thing there, the only thing from Bob is that I'm just always concerned about viable programs like yours, having frequent flyers that are just coming there to have a place to stay, blah, 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 and they come back again.
Well, if I could personally totally come up with a formula for that,
No,
I'd be a wealthy man, because it's hard to tell who's.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
sincere.
easy, that's just something that I think about,
Several years ago now, I pulled it away from me because it was me making the decisions, and I knew that wasn't gonna go well. I have a heart, I wanna give anybody a chance. We have the jail, we have somebody representing the jail, Sheriff's Department on our application team. Community supervision is on our application team, and other people, but those are the prime ones, and they either thumbs up or thumbs down.
Okay.
And they're able to do background checks, all of that kind of stuff
So
to be
you have
able
a
to see.
good system there
Oh,
to address
absolutely.
this?
It's
Okay.
not perfect. We still haven't found the
No, of
perfect
course not.
system, but
It's too dynamic forever to be perfect. I got it.
we go to great lengths to
Okay,
try.
well, thank you.
Because we want to protect the community, but also I want to protect the other people in that house. I don't want to bring a fox in the hen house.
Right, right.
So we're going to do our very best
Good.
to screen them,
All
for
right.
sure.
Thank you, Rick. Anybody else?
Any questions?
Are we deciding to approve something tonight, or what are we doing?
I mean, they've got, what your request for sponsoring 20 people, for $30,715, so that's a total requested amount of $74,300.
So here's my suggestion, this is my personal opinion. How many people do you have in there from opioids? You said 8 a while
Like
ago.
I said, 8 out of 10 in some way are affected by opioids. Fentanyl is, it used to be meth, now fentanyl's our highest
Well, and
effect.
just to remind everybody of where the monies come from.
Yeah, so the opioid legislation passed, it's not legislation, it was a court ruling a few years ago. In fact, there was, I think, from Tate Law Firm today. Did you happen to catch that? I did not.
I did not see that.
Okay, well, anyway, we partnered with a firm called Tate Law Firm, out of Savannah maybe, I'm not sure. And we're a member of a class action lawsuit, I suppose. And so, as you may have heard in the national news, probably about 5 years ago, and really it's been ongoing, Big Pharma was finally forced under the court's ruling to begin paying out monies that they had collected over the years. And so it's not only Big Pharma, it's the pharmacies that dispense the medications. And so attorney generals from across the land got together first, and then and not every state's the same, but there are several that are the same. And so what's happened is Georgia gets a pool of that money, and then they divvy that up according to whoever chose not to opt out. A county or a city possibly, but I know for a county could have opted out at the time and went after Big Pharma themselves. Now, they had to fund that individually. So the state gets a portion of these funds, then the state gives a portion of those recognized funds to the regions of Georgia, and ours is through the behavioral, the DDBHH or whatever it's called. I get that acronym just totally messed up every time. But anyway, they get a portion of those funds, and then the counties get a portion of those funds. And therefore, our funds right now, over the last 3 or 4 years, total around, the last count amount of 30-day-old numbers, 154,000. We've used a small portion to purchase some gloves to deal with opiate or mostly fentanyl-related matters, and also Narcan. Some for the sheriff's office and also for the emergency medical services, as well as fire departments now. And all the counties in the state of Georgia a couple of years ago were mandated through an unfunded state mandate, by the way, to have available in every public building 2 vials of Narcan, or the EpiPen type shot for Narcan. So you may have noticed as you enter most of our public buildings, there's an AED, but then there's a little box below, and that's the Narcan. So that does expire, and so we will be, utilizing some of the funds going forward. I mean, what do we calculate, Alex? About 5,000-ish a year to supply that's way beyond what we need for the buildings, but that also supplies our law enforcement and fire services, emergency services, and in addition. But anyway, that's where the money's coming from. It's coming from ultimately through Big Pharma settlements.
Since this is our first one, I would feel more comfortable if we done 10 people. If we was gonna do the 10 people, it's a little less than 25% of what money we have right now.
Okay.
I would prefer not to give 50% away right off the first person that
Yeah,
applies.
I agree, I agree.
We should go down the line.
Okay. All right, Dr. Pullen, you got any comment on?
I'm fine with the 10.
Okay. So 37,150. That would be 10 people. And so you've got other funding. You're not just relying on this. You're, with or without this, you're still going forward.
We're gonna move forward,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, I got a question. If people have insurance but they're somehow, I can't imagine how, I don't know, if Medicare would count. No, I'm just wondering if are y'all able to tap any of those kind of resources?
We are, because of some of our staff
Yeah.
getting certified in some of those areas.
Okay.
We can make a decision to do that. We
Right.
have not, at this point, stepped into that.
Okay.
So I really can't answer if we're gonna look to do that.
I've dealt with a lot of people that we're kind of talking about here tonight, and having regular insurance is not part of their world at all.
No.
I'm sure it's not.
If it's coming from the state or.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like they show up and, they've got insurance. No.
Yeah, no,
The
they
other end of the
Most,
spectrum.
you're right.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
right.
I mean, that's why we have the jail. I mean, they have to pay for their medical bills. It starts there. So
Yeah.
when they leave, they don't automatically have it, so.
Okay.
All right.
My only other question is in that first 90 days, do they go out and work? Or are they
We-
just,
More like an intern or community service, that kind of thing.
they're doing all that?
They don't get a paycheck at all. They just, we want to connect them with somebody, construction people, because some of these folks don't know how to work. Get them in there, teach them how to work, mentor them, let them see what sober work environment's all about. So, yeah. But we don't want it to be, the first 90 days, we want to be able to pour into them, help them get their feet under them, help them get kind of established. So we don't want them saddled with a full-time anything.
Whatever the goal is at the end of 90 days, however you measure that, and hopefully it all works. I mean, I hope 10 out of 10 graduate or whatever,
Yeah.
But, and if it's working, then you come back for more, but let us have some follow-up on.
Absolutely.
So we feel comfortable going for another 10 or whatever.
Sure.
Would that work?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're going to try to figure out, with confidentiality and everything,
Yeah,
I mean, I
don't
don't
want
know if I can
names.
bring you pictures or anything in, but we want to give you some details on that.
Yeah.
Because we have some guys, they've been in it 30 days and they've gone and worked a little bit on a construction site or something. They try to hire them then. So, no, that's not what all this is about. But we have some at the end of 90 days that we have to help them find somewhere to work.
Okay. All right.
Well,
any other-
appreciate what you're doing and,
Thank you for, it's what you do. You're investing, we are investing in Dade County, and thank you for investing in us.
thank you.
So we'll add that to
Thank you.
consent agenda for using the opioid fund. Sponsor 10 people at $3,715 each, $37,150 to a hand-up ministry. All right. Number 13, we added ordinance proposed tonight. I know Melissa has been working on this, and you want
Yeah.
to talk about this a little bit?
Well, we have a project kind of in process, so I felt like it was important to just get something down on paper so we could all discuss what we're thinking it's gonna look like. I am hoping that, and I don't have all the answers. I've read a lot and have done a lot of research, but I don't have all the answers. But I would prefer myself that there would be, which it says in here, some setbacks with some vegetation and also a type of permit that they have to go through. So at least the county's aware of where these things are going and having a decision on that. We came up with some feetage, but, you know, if you have something that you feel better or you have more information than I do, go for it.
The only thing that I see, like, you've got the 150-foot setback, go down to the buffers of natural vegetation. That, I think we will be more clear on that.
Okay.
I think there ought to be some, we need to put something in there of height, density, evergreen.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I felt like, I personally felt, I mean, trees are, I mean, that's an expense, but I mean, I'm for it if that's the way you guys feel. I definitely.
I mean, it says sufficient buffers, so it's kind of a broad
Yeah, I agree.
thing.
And
So
that's why we're here.
I think I left
so.
3 trees in that 150 feet, and that's sufficient. I mean, that's.
I mean, we could even do a layer, you know, like a layer of small bushes at whatever, and then another layer, a 3-layer sort of thing or something. But I'm up for whatever and willing to discuss as much as, this is a discussion, so, you know.
Well, we were just handed this right before the meeting, actually, tonight. So I think we probably need to take it and review it.
Let me explain a little bit
Yeah.
what this is. So what I did, we had some information at the last meeting, and I tried to fold that into, make it into the form of our special use permit board. When I looked at the existing language in that, it arguably applied to that already. And so I did know that we probably need to clarify some of that and also put some of the particular concerns that was in the documents we had seen to help flesh that out some. So, there's a lot of more specificity that could be used. Y'all just take a look and get those comments to whoever.
Also, the company that is working on this up on the mountain is willing to come in, talk, or you could call them individually, speak with them. They are very willing to give whatever information that anybody has or needs, and, you know, on buffers and what that looks like. And I've talked to him many, many times. So super nice guy, willing to chat with anybody. I could give that phone number, or he said he would be willing to come in and chat with us. So whatever you want.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments?
Step in the right direction, we're starting to work it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify, this is an ordinance amending the Dade County Special Use Ordinance
That's correct.
to accommodate permitting for the use of land for solar power energy generation systems.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So it's not adding a new section, it's just amending the current section and applying it to the Special Use Permit Board.
That's correct.
Okay.
The existing ordinance talks about utilities, and then there's also, at the bottom, a provision that says that it applies to any other industries or manufacturers as identified by the NAICS, the Industrial Code statute, and solar powering generation is one of them, and so.
Okay.
So anyway, that's why I thought that might be a place for us to look at putting this rather than starting from scratch.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, so we'll, officially, it's just considered tabled for review.
I guess
at
we
this
can
point.
get a copy of that, Gidget, or is that something that we already got a copy of? We got so many copies of.
Copy
Of
this.
that's what you got tonight.
No,
Any-
he's asking
Oh.
for, the special use.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll get you that tonight.
okay.
I have one in my car too, so I got a copy of.
All right.
There you go.
Having no other advertised business, we will recess this meeting and wait until the regular meeting starts. It's 7:35, so let's start at 7:45. we'll call the meeting to order. This is the Dade County Board of Commissioners, and at our regular scheduled meeting here. Our regular chaplain, Dr. Jerry Atkins, had to step out. His wife had a little surgery yesterday, and she, I think, called him during the workshop. He was here, so let's remember him in prayer, and Linda in prayer tonight. But at this time, I'll ask Mr. Rex Mayo to ask our invocation, and then if Bob Woods would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Father, we love you, and we thank you so much for the privilege that you give us to be able to live, and then beyond that, be able to share life with other people. I thank you for these men and women on this board that take time away from their lives to be able to invest in this community and in our lives, to help make our lives better, make this community a better place, a safer place. And I just pray blessing on their lives and their families. I pray for all of these who have come out this evening. Pray that you would just keep us, guide us, direct us, keep us safe. I pray, Lord, that you'd somehow help all of us just invest in this community and do our very best to make it better. Now, Lord, we just give you this time tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Everyone face the flag, hand over heart, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both for that. This is the regular scheduled meeting of the Dade County Board of Commissioners, which takes place at the same time on the first Thursday of every month. Proper notice of this meeting has and was given in the legal organ of Dade County and has been posted in the hallway of the administrative building. At this time, I'll call the roll and have it recorded by the clerk. Dr. Pullen?
Present.
Mr. Hartline?
Here.
Mr. Woods?
Here.
Mrs. Bradford?
Here.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum and therefore a legal meeting. We did not have anyone, I believe, sign up on citizens' participation, but I do have Mr. Stephen Bonico, who would like to give us an update on the NRCS.
Good afternoon, Stephen Bonico with Lions. Yep, nope, NRCS today. Oh, I can't keep my title straight. Last time I came and updated that we had a government shutdown and I couldn't announce anything in particular, but wanted to, as I normally do in October and November, just let citizens know that they can contact my office. Just call my cell phone, 423-421-2543. Join the telemarketers that call me every day anyways. And if we have any agricultural land owners that are interested in doing enhancements to their property, are interested in high tunnels, cross fencing, water quality improvements, we'd be happy to show up on behalf of the federal government, assist you, and help you with the application process and the different programs that we have. So normally I'd come and do that announcement, but the government was shut down, so I pseudo did that announcement. But just wanted to remind landowners, the last time that I came and did my pseudo announcement, I did have several landowners call. My cell phone's on. Happy to help folks walk through that federal process, and just wanted to remind people that the opportunity's out there, and we'll help you through the red tape.
Great, thank you. And Mrs. Audrey Clark. I know, but they want to hear your sweet voice, I'm sure. So she has a very important, she's been talking about this since July, so this is it.
And now blink, blink, and here we are.
That's
It's
right,
December.
it's December.
And it's time for the Christmas parade. And we only have a week and a half to go. Not this Saturday, but Saturday, December the 13th, will be the Dade County Christmas Parade. And providing the weather cooperates with us. And here's a reminder, should our weather be bad, we'll have to postpone to the following Saturday. But that's not going to happen, and everything's going to come off December 13th. Everybody is invited. I've had calls. It is not too late to sign up to participate in the parade. Call me down at the bank, call the bank. We all have the information. It doesn't cost anything to be in the parade at all. There's no fee. We just try to keep a list of the participants and how many we're going to have, and that helps us sort of coordinate the thing a little bit. So anybody that wants to be in the parade, if it's just a family and you want to decorate a car or a truck, or if it's a church, a group, you're all invited and welcome to participate, because it is for our county and we want everybody to enjoy it. So any questions, just give us a call. Again, this is sponsored by the Bank of Dade, our annual Christmas parade. So thank you, and thanks to everybody who participates with us. So it's become a really great thing. So thank you.
And so the parade lineup begins what?
Oh, yes, thank you. You can start lining up around 5 o'clock or thereafter, and we line up on the North Industrial Boulevard, which is there between Calvary Baptist Church and, is it Integer now, or Excellent, whatever they are now. And we come out of South Industrial Boulevard and come south on Highway 11, and we end up down at Moore Funeral Home and Trenton First Baptist Church. That's our area. And if any of the participants want to toss candy, you're more than welcome to do that. I'll just remind you to be sparing with it, because people are lined up from where the parade begins to where we end. And about the time you get to the square, sometimes people run out about there. So you've got another half to go.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to disappoint those.
we
And then
talk-
Santa will come to town. He'll be at the end of our parade.
And when they toss that candy,
When they
Toss
toss
it-
that
toss that candy far enough
the sheriff's
from-
department
Yeah.
has said, please remind everyone
Yeah.
to toss it, not fling it, not try to knock somebody out.
yeah.
Toss it to the sidewalk in that
curb.
direction. Don't drop it by the floats or the trucks or whatever you're
Right.
in. Hopefully the children will stay back, because it's kind of hard
It
on the
is.
floats and stuff to see the kids. So
Right.
our parents, try to keep your kids on the sidewalk, not running into or up to the floats and everything in the parade. We would appreciate you doing that and hanging on to them. No, don't let them get too close to anything in the parade.
Right, that's
All
fine.
right.
That's fine.
Anything else?
We don't want anybody running out
No, we do
in the
not.
dark, because it is dark, and
It's
it's hard
dark.
to see, so
It's hard to see from all
don't
that.
fling, but toss.
Toss
And
gently.
Gently toss to the sidewalk.
Yes, and we will
And,
have our table, our dice set up, and they'll be commentating all the way through.
Okay.
And we will also present best in parade. There will be one best in parade. Our judges will decide on that. We'll do a plaque
And we
and
will
all
be
that.
live streaming that, I know, on
will.
our website. So we look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody come out, participate, or just be here. Thank you.
And for no one to sign up tonight, we have a third, Stephen's back.
I forgot the most important part.
Okay, yep.
January 15 is our cutoff deadline for applications for this year. So we'll serve you anytime. If you want money for this year in our grant program, January 15.
January 15th, 26. Come on down, see Stephen, and he'll get you some money. Mondo Wooten.
I just wanted to say that I sat through the work session, and I heard you guys accept the bid for the animal shelter building and the ordinances, and I know it's been a long, hard road, but I appreciate it so much. I know it's been a long time coming, but you know, we're here now, and I appreciate you all, and especially you, Don, and our mayor, Alex, because I know y'all have put endless hours into this, endless hours, and you kind of have to get it from all directions, from all sides.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to say that I appreciate it. I've stood up here and complained so many times over the years about it, so I just wanted to come tell you, hey, how proud I am of you. Okay?
It's a group effort, and we appreciate you, appreciate each commissioner here who've helped over the years. And on this TDAC committee, that's been interesting. So anyway, lots more hard work to go, as Commissioner Bradford said earlier. All right, and we do thank the mayor and the city. All right. And the sheriff's department, yeah. Yeah, we won't forget Tommy Bradford back there. He's old faithful Tommy.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, Tommy's got an allotment going to Monday, you know?
Yeah, that's right. All right. At this time, we'll have a point of personal privilege, and so I'll ask each commissioner to make a report. Dr. Pullen, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you. I thought it had been kind of quiet till I started writing all this stuff down, but the bridge work at Squirreltown Creek on Highway 11 continues. The bridge itself is complete. They are putting asphalt down, and this is looking south shot. You can see some of the asphalt, and I hope they pave on up where you can see where they run the equipment over Highway 11. The temporary bridge will come out, and I think there's somewhere around 11 or 1,200 tandem loads of dirt that'll be hauled out, and that will be leveled off. But it continues to improve. Next is Sligo Road at I-24. I don't know the resolution of any endangered species. I don't know whether that's been totally abated or ruled out, but I don't think it's going to stop anything to do ultimately with the 3-year completion of the road, or bridge, not the road, actually. Next, the elections building. These are pictures of the hole where we remove the dirt, part of the limestone, and the county trucks have been hauling in chert and putting it out, and they're bringing it up in layers of about, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches or something like that. But the gentleman there on the left-hand side of the picture, those little things there, he is measuring compaction, and that's critical to supporting the building. And you can see the different equipment in there. We've had some rain and stuff, and it's got to be, we can't compact mud, and so we're going to have to take our time and do it as the weather permits, because that's critical to actually getting a good foundation concrete in there. And then, Alex, you might update us on the engineering studies. Have they actually come back yet? Close. So we're still waiting that to know the toe of the slope and how far the dirt's got to go. And then we've got the structural stuff, heat and air and different things. But we're that far away. So, okay, thank you, Alex. Next, Seth House gave us a good talk on cybersecurity in the historic courthouse, and that's very important to everybody in here personally and to the county. So that was a good talk, and I thank Seth. So just a reminder, it's on the national news, the local news. Don't get any personal information out and checking accounts and that type of stuff. Next, there's been several of these Tree City things held, and I attended 2 of them the other day, and it was brings back memories of people doing things that still are very instrumental in helping Dade County to grow and improve and make it what it is. So even though I haven't been to but 2 of them, I encourage you, if you have the time and stuff, to go attend one of those. Next is the usual thing, all the statistics there, but I focus you on Dade County Fire Department Stations 1 and 4, Trenton and North Dade or Wildwood or whatever you want to call it there. For the number of calls there, it's pretty high, and if you've been reading Sentinel, there's been some incorporation, a new home and Davis in the fire departments. And I'll get around to why that's kind of important, because, and I'll bring it up, we need volunteers, and trying to get personnel where they can go each way. So with that in mind, the next slide. One thing that's used a lot in building is interchangeably almost is ISO rating and this PPC, Public Protection Classification. The PPC is formulated by the ISO, which is Insurance Services Office Incorporated, and it's one of several factors that insurance companies use when setting your fire insurance premium. And unlike most things, the lower the ISO or the PPC, whatever you want to call it, the lower it is, the cheaper your insurance would probably be. And thanks to work Jerry Kaiser and Ansel and Alex and there's a lot of people involved, but there was a meticulous, detailed analysis of 5 structural fires in Station 1 and 2, 8 and 4. Is that right, Alex? Okay, still got that. And this information, them, Dade County, asked for a reevaluation. And that was done, and it's used and compared with what's called a fire suppression rating schedule and the PPC, the Public Protection Classification, and a grade is assigned to the community, that being Dade County in this case. And these things are used only related to suppression of first alarm fires. And it can be a called on, each unit can call more in if it's a more serious fire spread. And the resulting PPC rating now for Dade County is 4/10. 10 being the worst, and the lower the number, the cheaper, the better it is. It's kind of reversed for most things. But the deficiency areas, and that's kind of in that chart there to the left, there's 16 things in this fire suppression thing, and that enter into this, but you've heard it here before. This is not the first time, but more volunteer firemen are needed or more paid firemen. And during the day, we're lucky to have some county employees that are here that during the day that can fill in and go most of the time if there is a need. And other things is, and again, this was mentioned earlier, if you're more than 5 road miles from a fire station, then your PPC is higher. And we've got one area, particularly down in Back Valley, where there's 87 homes that are out of that 5-mile area. They're between Trenton and Rising Foam. And other things, structures more than 1,000 feet from a fire hydrant, and you need a certain flow for the structures, but it starts out at 250 gallons a minute, and depending on the structure and 3 stories or that kind of thing, it could go up to 3,500 gallons a minute. But we need good water supply, and the Dade Water and Sewer is working on that. And but to have motels and stuff at these interchanges and get some of this hotel motel tax from people coming through, we've got to have dependable water supply. And the total score, Dade scored 64.08 out of a possible score of 105.5. But that's actually a pretty good score, and it can significantly reduce your fire insurance. So when you start renewing your insurance and paying your premium, you need to make sure that your insurance company knows that the fire rating has changed. It's improved. And I think that's got the gist of mine. Alex? Ansel?
But yeah, he hit everything on point, just so you know about that letter he mentioned. We're going to hopefully get Kerry to put it on the county website, but anybody on the north end, if you can't find it or something, get in touch with us, because I've already emailed 3 people today, because their insurance wanted a copy, proof saying that the north wind went from a 6.6 to a 4. And then, once we do that, we're asking them in return to let us know what the savings may have been. We told them we wouldn't give any information, so we can bring back to y'all to show that, you know, it is helping some of the community and stuff. So if you can't find it, get in touch with any of us or the county, they'll get with us, and we can email you that for your insurance company, so, because they probably will ask for it, so. Yeah, just for 1 and 4.
Yeah, 4, yeah.
Which is Trenton and North Dade, right?
One other thing I was going to mention about improving the score is, and it's already been brought up, is the fire station somewhere down Back Valley and this training center. Both of those will help. We get 87 houses, a better rating, and we get a place where our firemen don't have to go outside the county and get training, because they're required to have so many hours a year. And to recruit new guys, we need to make it as easy as we can to train them. So, anything else, Ansel, Jerry, Alex?
That's a good
Thank y'all.
Good report, thank you. Mr. Hartline.
So in the month of November, we had 35 total inspections. October, we had 6 new temporary poles put in, but in November, we only had 2, so we're down 4 there. But as far as new construction coming to the market or putting meters in new houses that are almost finished, we're at the same for both months as 11. As far as electrical inspections, that's all I have. Then on the sports complex, you can see what Brandon and them's been doing from the lights around the square. It looks really good this year. We've added more lights, I'm assuming.
We love lights.
And then at the sports complex, we have got the floor poured and got the sales poured on the storage building.
Good.
And a concession stand, and we're going tomorrow to do a takeoff for materials list, and hopefully get started on the framing and have it done by the end of January.
Okay,
That's great.
And that's all I have.
Mr. Woods.
All right. If you could bring up the senior center slides first, please. All right. First of all, I say this every month, but once again, if anyone, individuals or companies would like to make donations to the senior center, right, to help them with all their activities and everything, please send it to the address on here. They would deeply appreciate it. Why is the senior center important? You hear it every month, and I'll never stop saying it. For our senior citizens, many of whom are alone, right, it gives them a reason to get up every day. It gives them friends to hang out with, to break bread with, and to have a good time. They have group events, and again, let's not take this for granted. They love going to local restaurants. They like going to Walmart, right? You know, and that type of thing, which we all take for granted. So please, support the senior center as much as you can. And the thing about it is that, you know, we have good old Penny Keaton here, right? She starts her day off early, running people all over town, right? Doctor's appointments, you know, at all sorts of crazy hours here, there, and yonder. But if it wasn't for her, right, and her team, those senior citizens wouldn't be able to go to those doctor's appointments. So that's a great service that is provided. Next chart, please. They also go there to eat. And the thing about it is, you know, they have great meals there, and you know, and it's a good thing to see people there chowing down and having a good time together. We have Meals on Wheels, right, where y'all are all familiar with that, where that gets delivered to folks Frozen meals are also taken care of. And in November, they did a little over 1,000. And right now in December, they look like they're gonna do the same thing again. Next chart, please. Many times when I go down there, I'll run into guest speakers or preachers or whoever, but they always have guest speakers and singing groups, cooking classes, special events, you name it, they do it. The Dade County High School Chorus came on Wednesday, right? And, excuse me, and the middle school is gonna be coming on December 8th. And that's around 9:45 if you wanna be there. Now, we have a very special guest here tonight. We have the new director of the senior center, Larry Walker, right? And the thing about it is, you see the picture there. Here's Larry with his daughter Cassidy, and she got married last month on the exact same time, right, that we had the county commission meeting, so he wasn't able, I said, well, that's not a hard decision, go to your daughter's wedding and come here, right? Right, so you went there, and, but we're glad for what he does down there. It's a well-run operation down there, right? Things are going well, and Larry, sir, we're glad to have you as part of Dade County and team.
Thank you.
All right. And Larry's agreed, by the way, County Commission to come here twice a year. The first one in January, okay, to give us an update, and he'll come back in July and do it again. But you're doing great as a director, and we're very, very glad that you came on.
Good to be there for one.
Good deal. All right, let's bring up TDAC, Caleb. All right. The next meeting, we put this out when the next one's gonna be. It's gonna be on the 16th of December at 10 o'clock, and it's gonna be right here in this room. The last meetings we've been having at City Hall, we're gonna be here for that one. Next chart, please. We addressed this earlier today about the construction cost. The RFP went out, on the 18th, and the deadline was 1 December. We had submissions, and tonight, we chose the general contractor, Chasler Incorporated, at a cost for the shell of the building that the county is putting up for a little over $182K, right? So we're glad that decisions have been made, and we'll be having a groundbreaking, right, on that in January sometime.
December 16th.
Yeah,
December 16th, I'm sorry, yep.
On that
Yeah,
meeting.
because that was a
Yeah.
different, December 16th. Yeah, after the meeting, right? Okay, good. We have adopted the state laws and county ordinances into our local procedures, and the job description for law enforcement officials has been drafted, and we're looking at it, so that's awesome. The 501(c), Friends of TDAC, they received a 5K donation in support of their efforts, and that's great. And again, since I made up these slides here a while back, there's going to be a fundraiser in January 26th, and the groundbreaking on the 16th. Next chart, please. Well, there you go.
There it is.
There you go. We got that there? Right there. So keep Bob straight. But we're glad that things are moving along with this, and it's good to see at the end of the year that we're making a major step. That's it for me.
Thank you. Mrs. Bradford.
Okay. First, I want to mention that we have been talking about some recycling newspaper only, and kind of sorting that out. I don't think we'll probably start that up till maybe after the first of the year or even February. We need to figure out some containers. And it'll be one of those things that whoever wants to take it can take it, but once a week it will probably be on a Friday or something like that. We'll have to dump some of it. So there seems to be some need for some shelters and some other people that are interested in having some newspaper available to them. So that's kind of a pretty cool thing. So we'll let everybody know when that actually happens and how that will happen. And I also wanted to mention December 17th, open house for the depot. I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but I was very excited to save that building and not see it tore down. So we're going to have an open house on December 17 at, I want to say 1 o'clock. Yep, that's correct. So please come out, see that, and check that out. And then on my slides, I wanted to mention the Forrester Family Farm received a Centennial Farm Award. They are 2 other farms in the county that's been working and owned by the same family for 100 years. You could read all about that, and I just think that that is really, I mean, it's just wonderful. And what beautiful properties. If you haven't seen them, I definitely would try to get over there and see those properties. They're gorgeous. And then I wanted to mention the New Salem Mountain Christmas Light Show, December 5th and 6th. It should be great for the little ones, and it might be a little cold, so wear your coat. Santa's going to be there. Yep, so it'll be fun. And they've been working on that real hard, so there's a lot of things in the county that you definitely could get out and support, and it's really nice, and all the beautiful lights that they mentioned. So have a Merry Christmas, and love and hug on your family. And that's all I've got.
All right. Thank you very much. All great reports tonight from our commissioners. In addition to the GDOT bridge over at Sligo, I did speak with them last Thursday a week ago, I think. And that is an $8.6 million bridge. They stated that it had been hit several times. I was not aware of that, but it's really high on one end, but it's not that high on the other end. I guess on the 299, if you're going up towards 299 from Sligo, that end of the bridge apparently is a little bit lower. So they're happy to get that bridge replaced. That does begin in February 2026. The school system's been made aware of that. We made sure, I asked GDOT to get in touch with them directly because there are some school buses that will need to be rerouted over there. So it's going to be, somewhat of a big deal for those students. Depends on which side of the bridge you live on. And, that is going to add quite a bit of time for some people that live on that side of Sligo to have to go all the way towards Morganville Ridge or go down the interstate and then come back. But just be patient there. They say that they will have it open within 1 year. I hope they are correct. And but that's it will be closing again around February, and we'll see how well that goes. Also, the GDOT also told me out here the pedestrian crossings are going to be taking place at the historic courthouse finally, and Alex and the city folks have been working on that a long time as well, but they assured me that they're at the final input from their engineers actually this past week. Speed is an issue around the old courthouse, and you'll see some signage before you approach the courthouse in the road, and you'll see on both sides, north and south, and some new recommended lower speeds, because I'm going to tell you, people do fly through there. When we've been walking through there, doing some decorating over there, you got to have a hop through there pretty quick sometimes because it gets close. So if you're going through Trenton, you slow down a little bit around the courthouse. But within 90 days, they said we should see some striping. And so excited about that. Sometimes their mock-up of striping is I thought it was a little excessive. I mean, it's a lot of striping. So and they will be accommodating the flashing lights so that people could push the button, and as you approach, hopefully get people to stop in that line of traffic. All right, so other things on here, we've got we did attend the tree marker ceremonies for Sue Rollins and Jackie Sams, and that was special to me because Jackie Sams was my first grade school teacher. And so Earl, you see there on the left, he's with a cane. That's his son Earl behind, and then Sonny, I should say, is holding the cane. That was Jackie's husband, and and then his son and daughter there. So we were, Melanie, I believe she works over at Primary Health Care. And excited to see them and got to talk and share with them, along with the Sue Rollins and the Tree City USA. We're proud through the city of Trenton that what they're doing with these markers. They had the Hawthorne project recognized over at the high school, and that was a special dedication as well by the Board of Education. We also had a ribbon cutting over at Mom's Monster Cookies. So as you're turning left down here to go towards City Park, Jenkins Park, if you look right to the right, you'll see the Monster Cookie place. So give them some business. They're somewhat, not necessarily new to Dade County, but new venture there in that location. So support them if you get a chance. We had paving, had quite a bit of paving the fall of the year. Did one road back in the summer, and it was, I mean, the day they did that is like 98 degrees that day, and so, but we did quite a bit of paving here in the last 3 or 4 weeks before it started getting cooler and rain. Moved in, paved Quail Run Road and Rising Fund, and also Newsom Gap Road. It's the lower portion. We're probably not ever going to pave the mountain, because if you do that, it's just going to be too hard. There's not enough room for people to get off. I don't think people would instantly want to get over as far and then push somebody off the mountain. But the road is in great shape right now at the bottom. That hopefully will last a very long time. And then again, you see some pictures there, and even got a picture of our guys paving and a video of paving. And all that is basically done because of SPLOST funding. We cannot say enough about SPLOST. That's S-P-L-O-S-T, Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. That funding maintains lower property taxes for capital improvements, and without it, we just couldn't simply do the projects that we are able to do. And paving of roads is one of those capital improvements that we're able to do because of the sales tax revenues. So we will be looking at SPLOST next year so I encourage the commissioners to be listening to the department heads, as well as your people and your citizens in your area that you live around and represent, and talk to them about some projects that may be meaningful to them. So we'll need to vote on that here pretty quick. There'll be some resolutions coming through that, as well as intergovernmental agreements and meetings with the City of Trenton, the Industrial Development Authority, as well as the Water Authority. So again, there's literally no doubt that sales tax helps maintain a lower millage rate, and so we love SPLOST. So be thinking down that way coming up in January, February. The vote may not take place, of course, till the primary, but we will talk more about that in the new year. Did meet with the Alliance for Dade. They had their eat and greet. If you're not a member, or if you just want to sign up on their newsletter, if you'll let Patricia Cloud over at the chamber office know, she'll be more than happy to put you in. So you get the newsletters, and feel free to come to these eat and greet. They're really great. It's breakfast. They used to do lunch, but I think the breakfast has been a huge success. Typically lately it's been upstairs in the old courthouse, the historic courthouse. I gotta stop saying old. I'm gonna get in trouble with Carrie Anderson on saying that. But Seth House did a spectacular job of talking about internet safety and cybersecurity. The department head meeting try to have a department head meeting now quarterly, and had good attendance at that meeting. So thankful for all those folks attending. We'll be working on some handbook updates which again is just a periodic thing. And so if any of y'all have any interest in that, participating, feel free to come by and we'll get you that schedule coming up. It's going to take, I would say, 3 to 6 months to go through the handbook, and but it's not in bad shape. We've tried to maintain it a lot better than we used to. So, but we'll be doing that along with just collection of our policies and procedures throughout the county and placing them in a central location. Request for proposal opening did take place. You know, I think that went out December 18th, and public got that around the 19th of December. So we accepted those through 10 a.m. on December the 1st, and so that shows, there's a picture on the right, shows the couple of guys that represented the 2 companies that we talked about during the work session tonight. We had the Georgia Centennial Family Farm. Again, I just say thank you to the Forster family, just like Commissioner Bradford has in Head River. They've done a fabulous job of preserving that farm. And again, if you have an interest in doing that, our goal on the Historic Preservation Commission is to try to have one of these every year. And so was wondering if we were going to get it in this year, but we made it here in December. And so that's the Centennial Farms in Georgia recognition, and they'll be getting a plaque for that award. So again, they've been around since 1882, and it remains a working farm today. Billy and I were out there looking at some infrastructure on the side of the road, and Steve was out there working the land, and he got his hands dirty out there. So it was, I think Malcolm was out there working on the corn or something. So it's still a very much a working farm. The 2006 FY26 grant awards, and I wanted to talk with you briefly about that. I know it's getting late, but I think it's important to share with you that this information. These are some of the highlights for this year. These are the big highlights. Now, we've had several other grants made available, and but this was the ones that we haven't recognized. And we have some congressional, FY26 congressional direct spending, and that has been secured now. We got word that we applied for this back in the summer. Of course, Congress went through their issues with closing the government, and everybody was beginning a little skeptical about this. But Senator Ossoff, his office worked very closely with Dade County, and I salute him and his staff for helping us awaiting this. We're still awaiting some information through USDA guidance on this, but we have been awarded a $406,000 grant. That's 406 with 3 more zeros, which I'm very pleased to announce. And that is for ambulance replacement. And so that's great. I mean, I don't know that we've received a congressional direct spending before, but if you don't ask, you don't receive. And therefore, that's why I salute, again, Kathy Reagan. She's been our grant writer now this year. And so she gets a little discouraged when she doesn't see a lot of results quick, but I told her it usually takes a couple of years, but this was a big one. So kudos to her. Also, the Firehouse Sub Public Safety Grant, $32,795 for new emergency response equipment. The GHRAC grant for $4,500, which supports preserving county records, and the Historic Preservation and Historical Society is able to use that. The scrap tire amnesty this year, we raised we collected $4,023.70 on that, and that funds the tire collection and disposal to reduce illegal dumping. Historic Preservation Supplement, we received $1,459 in supplemental money to help the ongoing survey work of the county, which was this year the north end of the county. And so we are moving south now from Trenton to the Alabama line in the valley. And so that's the goal of the HPC next. We'll be talking more about that in the new year. Emergency Food and Shelter Program, we did receive $19,862 allocations from multiple phases of pending federal release, and when this was top, we may not have had that, but we'll get there. And so, and then the pending applications, we have 4 other grants right now submitted and awaiting decisions. So we're excited about that. You know, you can be grant poor, meaning we can apply, there's a lot of grants you can apply for, but sometimes you gotta put money with them. So you gotta be careful, make sure it's something we need. And so far, so good. These have been great opportunities. This is sad news, resignation of LaWanna Vaughn. LaWanna's been here, I don't know if you heard this or not, but LaWanna has resigned as our election supervisor. And a lot of stress in that job, and even more stress lately. She's made the decision to leave us. I've been literally begging her to stay because she worked so well with our elected officials and even candidates. You know, I never hear really anybody say anything negative about LaWanna, but she's has made that decision, and so we will be attempting to hiring a representative for that position, and just want to make everybody aware that online on our website, go to the county's website, and you'll see a section there for the election supervisor position. So that is a very, very important, critical person. That she literally is the employee of a whole department, and so when she's sick, they do have board members who serve as part-time employees, but she's the heavy lifter there, and has had a lot of leadership over the years and helping elected officials make sure they turn in their paperwork on time and all those kind of things. So talk to her at time, just, go by and say hello and thank her for her dedication to the county. She's been here, I know, 20 years, as far as I know, right at 20 years. And so we're thankful and grateful for her. Of course, you saw already the TDAC, the information there. I won't repeat all that, but there is a groundbreaking, and we're excited about that, coming up December 16th at 11:30 a.m. there at the site over behind the transfer station. Light Up Trenton and Christmas at the Courthouse, we feel like was a huge success. We thank everyone that came out this past Saturday. I can't believe Saturday after Thanksgiving was just the other day. It's amazing how fast time goes. And so, anyway, we are going to extend our hours at the courthouse on December 13th, 20th, and 27th. If you didn't get by to see it, please feel free to just stop by and take a look at it. Right now, we have not reserved those rooms, but if anyone would like information about that, they, again, can call the chamber, 657-4488, I think, and make those reservations. And then one final tree ceremony we had was for Larry Moore, Senior, and at the Memorial Park there at our Dade County Sports Complex. Had a good showing of family and friends there for a tree planting for Larry Moore, and his son, Larry Moore, of the funeral home, was there on hand and said a few words. And then we went over the Water Authority for Mr. William Pullen, or AKA Bill Pullen. Now, if you didn't know Bill Pullen, and I'm not talking about that Bill Pullen, this Bill Pullen's daddy. He was, I was little, but he was a hoot, and had that South Georgia accent and never would let it go, and everybody recognized, oh, Bill Pullen. He just had that southern drawl, and it was wonderful. But that was a great day, and we're appreciative for all the things he did. He was a great county leader. Both of these men were leaders in our community. If it had not been for Larry Moore, we probably wouldn't even have a park. I mean, he went out on a limb and probably took a beating over it back in the day. But, he had the vision, and Bill Pullen had the vision to have water in your house one day, and so that's why that was being done over at the Water Authority, to recognize him. Next Wednesday at 9:30 a.m., this coming Wednesday, will be over at the court facility. We'll have 2 tree plantings, one in honor of Marshanna Sharp, and one for my wife, Lisa Townsend, who passed away from ovarian cancer. The tree that was planted there unfortunately died, so they're going to replace those trees, and I'm thankful for that. And then that'll be next Wednesday at 9:30 at the court facility. Then at 10, we're going to the public library for tree planting and plaque recognition for Burles Gas. And I'm so sorry that took so long, but hey, it's just a lot happening in Dade County, right? So, all right.
Hey,
Oh, I had it on the list, but yes, that was at the end, but I'll go ahead and say that Jolly Holiday Market is at Dade County High School this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And, yes. Did I hear?
I'll say one quick thing.
Yes, sir.
We have 4 ambulances running now. We're back up to speed, and put my 2 cents worth in for Splosh, because the training center and the fire station are 2 separate things, and we need Splosh to help pay for that. And that will decrease potentially everybody's fire insurance in the county. And now you've got, that things don't happen just here in Trenton or in Wildwood, but we have fire equipment that leaves Trenton and goes both mountains, north and south. So it's shared across the county.
Right. All right. So those were a lot of reports for tonight, but again, I appreciate those. All right. Under appearances, we have Mrs. Laura Beth Cunningham. So come on, Laura Beth. She's our 4-H agent and UG extension person, and she has an introduction.
So we stay busy just like you guys. And unfortunately, I hate to say that I was at every Tree City thing that was
Yes,
there.
you
I
were.
was like, oh. Yes, you were. Yes, and so were you. So were you. So I am happy to say that Ag Ventures is in every school and every K through 2nd grade. And I still have not seen your little boy yet, but hopefully this month I will get to see him.
So too.
But we're in Dade and Davis and at the library, so I'm real happy that we are sharing an agriculture storybook with all of these kids, hoping that, we can get them convinced of where their food comes from, how it gets to their table, so they can never forget, and hopefully gain interest that they will want to go into an ag career later in life. We're going to have our homeschool meeting December 17th at 1 p.m. at the Ag Center, and we're going to talk about Christmas traditions around the world, because there are some very interesting ones. Our upcoming Ag Ventures at the library, we just had the one at the library on December 2nd, and that's the schedule going through April. We are advertising for DPA. I listened to over 50 Cloverleaf DPA speeches at Davis today. You always get some very interesting ones in that age group, but we are also advertising for junior and senior DPA. That competition will be in March. Our holiday fundraiser is going to be at the Ag Center. It's on the same day as the Christmas parade. We will be from 10 to 3, and then once you leave there, you can go to Christmas Crossing with the Sheriff's Department and then go see the Christmas parade. So we're trying not to interfere with everybody, but make it a full day for all the citizens of Trenton. We are hosting a cookie decorating class at the Ag Center. Melissa Tinker is going to be teaching it, and she is very, very good at decorating these cookies. I think we have 8 spots left. Yes. So if you are interested in that, I would call quickly to reserve it, because it is filling up really fast. We are also doing an online sock fundraiser. Since we did not do the poinsettias this year, we're trying a couple of different options to try to make up for that. They aren't just 4-H themed socks. They're all Christmas themed socks, and there's like farm scenes. So there's cows and chickens and pigs and all different things, but is also some 4-H themed socks on there.
And you do that online, or you
It's
come over
all
there?
on, it's all online. You scan the barcode, and I think there's like 70 different Christmas themed socks that's either farms or 4-H or things like that on them. They're pretty cool looking socks. So I'm going to turn it over to Allison now.
Thank y'all for having me. Conveniently, check your email inbox because I send out a newsletter called The Agent Corner, and the sock fundraiser link is in that email at the bottom. You can click on it. Thank you for having me. This is my first time here. I'm excited. It was an honor to represent Dade with Mr. Steve Forrester at the Centennial Farm Awards. We were both there. We got to receive that award. We got there way too early, so we watched a horse show together and then walked around and looked at the quilts, and then we received the award. The invitation said 2. We got there at 10, didn't start till 3. Some things that I'd like to update y'all on. I gave you a whole bunch of papers because I realize in my position it's hard to put a lot of stuff on a PowerPoint. I started the newsletter called The Agent Corner. It started in September when I started this position, and it's just an update of what's happening in Dade, agriculture-wise. I gave you the first edition, which was a print, which talks about our Pin Heifer Show for cattlemen's, hay testing, all that good stuff. I like to write, what's going on, what I recommend. I'm working on getting a blog, so I can also put that stuff in there. Like, people were asking, what are those white things in the air when the woolly aphids were a really heavy population? Or I went out and sampled for 1,000 wasps, which were lady beetle infestation and wasps mixed together. Our tri-state beekeepers, we had a really good meeting on the 17th. I've been working with Derek Forrester of distant relation because I asked him about the Centennial Farm stuff. We're working on programs we're trying to reinvigorate. You see we have a new logo that I made. It's got the Dade County, and we're trying to bring people back. Our membership due drive is starting right now. It's just $10 for the whole year. That helps us make programs, bring people in. We're trying to grow that. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. Our next beekeepers meeting is going to be January 19th. We're taking a break for Christmas. It's MLK Day. The extension office will be closed, but we'll be back for that event. It'll probably be, we're working on the program, but it'll probably be a winterizing hive. That's been our major focus, is how do we keep hives alive through the winter. You can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Our Tri-State Cattlemen's Christmas Banquet is tomorrow. I will be setting up for that after I'm done speaking in Cherokee County. We're doing a silent auction to raise funds for the program. This year, the Cattlemen's Association, I met with the board and we planned out the entirety of next year, and I really worked to make sure that Dade is represented every other month in that Tri-State Cattlemen's Association meeting. This is just another one-off flyer. I'm doing a program, so when I started, they put like a 6-month ban on me doing programs in Dade County unless I was asked, so I can do reactive programs but not proactive. I was asked by the Northwest Georgia Beekeepers Association to come and do a talk with the Georgia Department of Agriculture because I'm a data steward for a program called Driftwatch. It's a program where beekeepers can put in their hives and their GPS located, and that any pesticide applicator can get access to that site for free, know where the sensitive sites are, so we're protecting our hives from pesticide incidents. So I'm going to be talking about that, talking about recognizing symptoms of what pesticide exposure looks like in hives. Some of my background, I was a pesticide safety education program specialist for the state for 3 years. So that's some of my background. Which leads me to some of your papers that you got. Some of them are kind of funky, so I didn't want to put them on a PowerPoint slide. I work with a lot of invasive species, management, recognizing, and locating. One of those that we just need to be aware of is the New World screwworm. Livestock has a huge footprint here in Dade County, and I wrote that extension bulletin with a couple other faculty members from the University of Georgia, just on how to recognize. It's not a problem in Dade County. It's not in the U.S. yet. Has a potential to have an impact. So I put that in there, as well as a little flyer for all of our upcoming events. We have that corn and soybean commodity meeting coming up on the 17th. I don't know if anyone's interested in going, but I will be there, and I'll take notes, and I'll make sure they're available to any producer in Dade that wants them. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Great report. All right, we also have online presentations by Mrs. Sandy White, President and CEO of the Chamber and the Alliance for Dade. Also an online presentation available by Mrs. Lydia Sosi, Susie. Manager, Dade County Public Library. So please go online and take a look at those. All right. I was going to look over for Rebecca, but I don't see Rebecca, so I guess Gidget, you got it, huh? All right, so I'll ask Gidget, our pitch hitter CFO tonight, to provide the county financial report.
Okay, the first page is the account balances as of November 30th, 2025. Next two pages are income statements as of October 31st, 2025. Under the revenues, year-to-date actuals is $5,603,931. Year-to-date budget is $5,543,779, so we're in excess of $60,152. Under expenses, year-to-date actuals is $5,726,605. Year-to-date budget is $5,812,635. We're under budget by $86,030. The next four pages, lost and SPLOST trends since 2010. Lost as of November 2025 is $227,589, and SPLOST as of November 2025 is $284,487. The next several pages go over the 2015 and 2021 SPLOST detail. Last page is year-to-date tax collections. Percentage collected as of October 31st, 2025 is 28.87%. And that's the report.
All right, are there any questions pertaining to the report? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented by Mrs. Gidget Knight.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I will now poll each commissioner to have their vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Mrs. Bradford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. The motion is passed by unanimous vote. Mr. Rogers, do we have any, who is our county attorney, do we have any legal matters to discuss? No, Chairman. All right, is there any unfinished business to discuss or vote upon? Hearing none, under new business, the reading of the minutes of last month's regular meeting and any special call meetings will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The minutes are public record and available for review in the county commission office. The minutes are included in the consent agenda and will be considered for approval under the new business. I want to ask the county clerk to read aloud the items for consideration on the consent agenda, please.
Okay, approval of the agenda as amended with adding 4H and number 13. Approval of previous meeting minutes. Review and personnel status report. Proclamation National Influenza Vaccination Week, December 1st through the 5th. Resolution R-48-25, reappointment of the member to the Board of Assessors, Mr. Alan Walters. Resolution R-4925, reappointment of member to the Board of Assessors, Mr. Jeff Poston. Resolution R-50-25, reappointment of member to the Special Use Permit Board, Ms. Katie Cash Bean. Resolution R-41-25, appointment of member to the Special Use Permit Board for the unexpired term in District 3, which will be Susie Talbot. Resolution R-42-25, appointment of member to the Special Use Permit Board for the unexpired term in District 4, Sandra Hemming. Resolution R-51-25, reappointment of member to the Northwest Georgia Joint Development Authority, Ms. Stacy Prater. Resolution R-54-25, reappointment of John Case to the Limestone Valley RC&D Board. Dade County Ag Center updates, the installation, let's see, with all the updates that Ms. Cunningham wants, water foundation, the flooring and the toilets, for a total of approximately $14,470, not to exceed about $15,000. Request for proposal for the building and footers and assembly of the Trenton Dade Animal Center. It is awarded to Chaslor Incorporated out of Chattanooga, Tennessee for $182,521. The Georgia Mountain Regional Commission letter of intent. Authorization purchase of a used pumper tanker for the Dade County Station 1 and 4, utilizing SPOSS funds designated for Station 4 first, then from sale of surplus property available in the general fund. And finally, any remaining funds needed from designated SPOSS funds, Station 1. Is that right? Resolution R-52-25, disposal of surplus county property, the 2002 Ford F-150 truck. Resolution R-53-25, disposal of surplus county property, engine 41, unit 141, it's a 93 International. Ordinance number 12-04-25, chapter 14 for animals, second reading. Approval of the memorandum of understanding between Dade County and the UGA Cooperative Extension. And the opioid fund request from Mr. Rex Mayo from the A Hand Up Ministries for $37,150.
All right.
And I think that's it.
Is there any discussion regarding the items listed on the consent agenda as presented by the clerk? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented by Mrs. Knight.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, so, I have a motion and a second. I will poll each commissioner and have their vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Hartline?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yep.
Mrs. Bradford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. The motion is passed by unanimous vote. Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I want to get,
Bedtime.
I'm sure I can get that from the clerk, but it's 8:53, and it is very close to bedtime.
Bedtime.
All right. I know it's late, and we're going for a banner meeting tonight apparently, but we do have, I need an executive session to discuss personnel and real estate issue. Before we call for that motion, though, I want to say Merry Christmas, because there's some people that won't be here when we get back, but we want to say Merry Christmas to you folks. And,
Can I add one thing before we make that motion?
yes,
So, we've heard thank you to us tonight for the animal shelter and the fire trucks and stuff, but what I'd like to say is thank you to the citizens that choose to spend their money in this county.
Well, you got that.
And the businesses that live here, but that's where that comes from, not us. It comes from the citizens, and we need to remember that.
absolutely. Absolutely. A special note, transfer station holiday hours, while people are still watching, because hopefully we won't be long, but transfer station holiday hours, Wednesday, December 24th, they'll close at noon, all right? Thursday, December 25th is Christmas, they'll be closed, but they will open on Friday, December 26th. And that'll be normal working hours that day. We will be closed on New Year's Day, Thursday, January 1st, and then opening back up on Friday, January the 2nd, 2026, all right? Now, remember also, January 1st falls on a Thursday, happens to be the first Thursday. We voted last month to move that meeting to the second Thursday, so we will not have a commission meeting on January the 1st. We will have it on, I believe, January the 7th, so at 6 p.m., so just be aware of that. All right, now I need a motion to enter into executive session.
I'll make a motion to enter.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. That is for the purpose of personnel and real estate. We shall return. If you will, take your mic off and return. I need a motion to exit the executive session.
I'll make a motion to exit.
I'll second.
It is 11, no, not, 9, it feels like 11, 9:43. All right, I have a motion and a second to exit. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, it passed. And a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
We are adjourned.
All right.
We're all set.